Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com in the US. Today it's all about watercolor with the pastels. Here's the pastel. I'm going to share tips with that. First, I want to bring you to the page here. It's page 118, 119. They talk about watercolor. The catalog got a new format this year, and the more that you're going to look at it, the more treasure you're going to find. For an example, from page 118 all the way to 131, they share different technique. So with that, it's you can find different technique, and they don't tell you step by step, but almost. And with the beauty about that, it's what you need for that technique. It's listed on that page. Like here, it's the brush, the water painter. We used to call it aqua painter. This is very simple, but this new one, you're going to twist it the other way. You would think you go this way. No, you're going to twist this way to open it up. So it's reverse. You're going to put the water in there in the barrel. Oops, see, I was going on the wrong way there to close it. And then what I call priming, you want a priming that you get the water flowing. And then after it's there, you're just going to squeeze a little bit to release the water. Now you get the watercolor paper, you got it right at the bottom here. The stays on, that's what's recommended to stamp with when it comes to watercolor. And the stays on cleaner. The stays on cleaner are going to be very, when it comes to photopolymer stamp set, I would stay away from the stays on cleaner just because with the photopolymer and the solution don't mix well. I use my regular cleaner and really scrub it hard. So, and then today we're going to use the pastel. So the pastel, it's right here. Pretty, they call it pretty in pastel. So let me share a tip. First, when I present that to the team, every morning we do technique, and I was not sold on watercolor with pastel. Well, it's because I was not doing it correctly. So let me share some tip. I already, this is a bit too light. I already pre-done the the stamping. You want to stamp it with stays on, and also you want to let it dry. It don't take long to dry, but you want to give it a chance a little bit. Okay, this is on watercolor paper, and when it comes with water, watercolor paper get cotton, so it's a lot more forgiving and it's absorbed, and you can come back and add more color, remove color. I strongly recommend the watercolor paper. I'm going to share both. This is thick white. So now when it comes to the pastel, my tip to do the pastel, it's you're going to take your pick tool, or you can take scissors, or I use the pick tool, and you're going to go in the corner here and just scrape some on it. I use a clear envelope. You can use maybe just a wax paper. If you get the glass mat, whatever worked for you, but I suggest that you put your color there. So I already done some. The trick to it, it's okay. I'm going to put water. You want to add a bit of water. And when I say add a bit of water, it's just to get your paper moist a bit. Now I'm going to go with the purple. Those one are red, but I'm going to go with the purple here. And I like to start from the bottom, pushing up. That's the way that I like to work with watercolor. It doesn't matter if it's ink or pastel, I like it that way. Now I get a little bit too much water, so I'm just going to tap a little bit. Here we go. And then I'm going to go back. Okay, now when I can push a little bit, if voila. Now let's say that I want to add more color. You don't want to go right away, because if you go right away, you're just going to have a mud bath or a puddle of mud there. you want to let the paper to absorb the water first. So let's go here. I'm going to go back with the red, that's poppy here. And now see, I can go, because that was dry, I can go to add more and it don't make a puddle. Now we're going to let that dry. And always have a rag or a paper towel or something that you can wipe. For the leaves, again, you see I'm going to add a bit of water on it. I'm starting with yellow. Add a bit of yellow to my leaf. White. And then I'm going to go get the dark green. And maybe I'm going to add a little bit of that shiny green here. I think it's granny apple green. And then see the one that are dry, I can come and add some. So the trick really, it's let it do its work and dry before you keep on adding and adding. Because if you keep on adding without drying it, you're going to keep on adding water and color, and you're just going to get that mud pit there. Et voila. Now, see how beautiful it is? And I'm going to be honest, first when I start with the blend, the pastel with watercolor, I was not sold on it. And now it's almost my favorite one on watercolor paper though. Now, can you see on the background a little bit of the blue? Let me show you in the catalog. See, this is with ink, but we can do that the same with the pastel. So I'm gonna, maybe if I remove that, no, it's not better. What I do, I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Like I said, you just want very little. Now get the blue and start adding. And that's the beauty about watercolor paper. You can come back and add more water and spread it. And you're going to say, why do you do the blue around? That really make your object stand out. And I just love the look of the watercolor like this. I absolutely love it. So now, see here it looked darker because it's not dry yet. So I'm going to add more on this side where it dry, and I can add more. You don't need much. It's just give a little bit of like a cloud. Here we go. That's it. Now, on the regular paper, it's the same thing. You want to wet it just a little bit. And now I'm going to take like my purple. I'm going to add a little bit here. So this one, it's not as forgiving. It kind of lifts the paper a little bit if you put too much water, like when you wet paper. So you want to be more gentle. Now I'm going to use still the yellow in the center here. Oops, I had a lot on my brush there. I had some red too in that. Okay, now I need more water. Clean my brush, and I want to remove some of it. It was too much. Et voila. So, it's just that it bring the paper more rough after you're done. Talking about the watercolor paper, one side it's more rough, one side it's, oh, see, it was a scrap, smooth. That it's personal choice. Most of the time I go on the smooth side, but sometimes I like the rough side. So it's all depends on what you prefer. Now, another way that you can do with the pastel, it's use the blender pen. Now, this is going to be my insert because when it's a a black cardstock, I like to do a full insert because if I do just on this side, this won't to tarnish or rub on it, and it can look kind of dirty. So this is just regular white. What I'm going to do, oops, this one seemed dry. This one is very dry. 1 minute. Okay. And I got a recipe to fill them. What I do, I soak it overnight. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of rubbing alcohol, 2 teaspoon of glycerin, and then 4 teaspoon of distilled water. I will have the recipe on my blog. Okay, now I'm gonna just add a little bit here, blend that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and see you can color with that. So that's one way you can do, but I'm gonna be honest with you, with the water brush, it make it a lot easier. But I want to share. Some people like to color with the blends like that. I mean, this is blend, but blender pen and the pastel. That it's all personal choice. Okay, this one I find it more complicated for me to follow with it. With ink, it's different. It blend a lot easier with ink than the pastel when it comes to the blender pen. Et voila. That is it. So again, I will, and when you're done, you want to wipe it. Um, I will add the recipe to soak your blends, your I say blends, but it's blender pen if they get dry. And I will add the finish card posted on my blog. See, et voila. That is it, my friend. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, in the catalog, it's page 118, 119. It's all about the watercolor. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye bye for now.